Hello everybody, and welcome back to another collection video. I figured for this collection video I would actually talk compared to the ones that I typically make where I don't talk. So in this video I'm going to be showing my Project Popcorn movie collection. You're probably wondering, what does Project Popcorn mean if you don't already know what it means? So I'll go ahead and explain a little bit. So as everybody knows, we were still in the COVID pandemic in the year of 2021. And so, because of that, Warner and HBO Max decided to do a strategy where they would release either most or all of their movies simultaneously theatrically and on HBO Max for a 30-day window for subscribers. And so, these are the movies that I own that got that treatment. Now, some of these I actually were able to check out during the 30-day period that it was on HBO Max. Most of these, however, I checked out at other times. But for all of them, I did not see any of these movies in theaters. So, like I said, all these I did not see in theaters, but I did check out several of them when they were available on HBO Max for that period. But then most of them I checked out at other times when they were not available during that period. So, let's go ahead and get started. So, the first movie is The Little Things. This was the first movie to get that simultaneous treatment, and I have them in order of release date. So this was the first one, and then all the way at the bottom is Matrix Resurrections. So there's The Little Things. Next up we have Tom and Jerry the movie. This one I actually kind of enjoyed. I know a lot of people didn't like it, but it was kind of a guilty pleasure for me. Next up we have Godzilla vs. Kong. Next up here is the remake of, or reboot, of Mortal Kombat. I had to look up real quick. I was like, wait, is this a remake? Is this a reboot? Or is it a sequel? It's a reboot. Next up we have Conjuring 3, The Devil Made Me Do It. This was the first movie that I actually checked out during the 30-day period that it was on HBO Max. I believe I watched it the night that it released. Next up here is In the Heights. I'm not a huge fan of this movie. I know a lot of people love it, so I'm sure at some point I'll give it a second chance. It's probably because I'm not too familiar with the musical or the actual stage show. So, like I said, at some point in the future I'll give it another chance. So there's that. Here is Space Jam: A New Legacy. This one I did check out when it first dropped on HBO Max. This is another guilty pleasure for me. I really like this movie a lot. If you don't take it seriously, it's a lot of fun. Here is The Suicide Squad. This one I did check out as well when it first released on HBO Max. Definitely better than the first one. Although I haven't seen the first Suicide Squad in years. But I still really enjoyed this one. And I know a lot of people preferred it to the first one. Next up we have Malignant. This actually got a Blu-ray release when it first released on physical media. It wasn't until months later when it would get a 4K release. I believe the same thing can be said for Cry Macho, although I'm not 100% sure. Although these 4K releases are a little bit more basic because they don't come with a slipcover. When they were released on Blu-ray, they came with slipcovers, but the 4K releases don't get slipcovers, which is kind of disappointing, but what can you do? So that's Cry Macho. Next up we have Dune. This is a decent movie. I preferred this one better than the original Dune. I didn't really like that one at all. This one was a little bit more tolerable to sit through. Still confusing for me, but so yeah, there's that. I do believe that part 2 is greenlit. Here is King Richard. This one's also a good one. I liked this one. Same thing, 4K, plain, no slipcover. I believe the Blu-ray release has a slipcover though. And last but not least, The Matrix Resurrections. And this one I also checked out when it first dropped on HBO Max. I should probably give all these movies a rewatch, even though they can be confusing. I don't really have a typical mindset, so unfortunately movies like this make me so confused. So, there we go. Those are all the quote-unquote Project Popcorn movies that I own. I know these aren't all of them, and there actually are some movies that got this treatment that I still have yet to check out, so hopefully I will in the future. But hopefully you all enjoyed the video. If you have not subscribed yet, please consider doing so, and I will see you all next time.